So we're talking about building relationships or strengthening relationships. The key word here for me is to be sincere. When you are sincere and you focus on giving value in everything that you do, people see that. And when people see that, you earn respect without even having to ask for respect. You don't need to throw in your "I'm your boss" card to, get respect from them. People understand where you're coming from and people can relate. Sure.
Good. So Aspa, like you mentioned just now when we were mentioning the whole thing from relationship at the start, our dilemma all the way to communication right now. So what is that number one strategy that so we mentioned about communication, managing expectations, and also aligning values?
Yep.
What's then your number one go-to strategy to strengthen relationship, be it with guy, girl, or guy or a girl, or anyone as a matter of fact? But let me just let me just give some context since our viewers are all tuning in to really gain more value and gain more hacks. So, Mallory, why not you share your experiences as being an entrepreneur when you are pitching, when you are meeting other people, investors? How do you strengthen that relationship within that few short span of time? Whereas for Asfa, being a boss yourself, being you've been an employee yourself as well, how do you then strengthen your relationship with your boss or your manager or supervisor? How can you do that? What's that number one go-to strategy or hacks? And then for me personally, I would actually go with students or graduates where you are in universities, completing your assignment or dealing with your lecture itself. So I'll start first. What do you guys think? So for students or and graduates in general, the first thing, like I mentioned just now, is to understand how you communicate. For some of us, we tend to be very lengthy. If you notice throughout the podcast of episode 1 and episode 2, you will notice who here is very lengthy. We all giving faces already. Mallory is just murmuring Aspa's name. So, and who speaks quite fast, and yet who speaks quite structured. So if you notice that, that would be great for you, especially in assignments. So you need to notice who is more structured in a way, who needs a bigger picture, and who needs more explanation. Sometimes that assignment mate or that friend of yours tend to keep asking you, hey, how are the assignment? And you give them short answers and it doesn't make sense. The question lies back to this, which is, what can you do about it? How can you change or how can you make sure your communication gets across? So that's from students' end. What about you, Mallory, from entrepreneurship side?
So a lot of investors like to say this: we don't invest in the company, we invest in the people. There's a reason why people say that. It's because we want to always, as entrepreneurs, right? We're always looking for a community to help us grow, and a community that we do not need Korean drama inside. Okay, we do not need politics inside. We need a community that is on the same page and the same direction. So we're talking about building relationships or strengthening relationships. The key word here for me is to be sincere. When you are sincere and you focus on giving value in everything that you do, people see that. And when people see that, you earn respect without even having to ask for respect. You don't need to throw in your "I'm your boss" card to, get respect from them. People understand where you're coming from and people can relate. So you tend to attract like-minded investors, like-minded team members that want to be on this journey with you, and you yourself earn the respect of them. Even though, like, more often than not, when I'm running with my team, I'm always the youngest in a lot of places. No more now. Back then, yes. So with that, being young, already young, and people tend to discriminate and go, you do not know a lot of things. But the matter of fact is that when you sincerely add value, you sincerely show your concerns and care, your relationship itself, you will never say that my friend doesn't know anything. You will always say that, oh, this is my friend, he or she is good. Because you already built that relationship with them. So always walk into any relationship, any meeting, anywhere for that matter, with a very sincere mind and focus on adding value. Naturally,
Sincerity. Cool.
Easy word, difficult to do.
Agree.
Very difficult to do. All right. Nice, really nice. Not a lot of people. Everybody has a motive for me. Like I just want to like continue on what Mallory mentioned. It's like a lot of people have a motive, and it's very hard to be sincere and be genuine. So like what Mallory mentioned, easy but hard to. For me, uh, I'll go into the personal side since we started off with the personal relationship kind of thing, right? What strengthened a relationship is really falling in love with each other every single day. The reason why I want to share this is because I just had a conversation with my friend, and it's so funny that this podcast is about relationships. So why don't I just join the bandwagon? Yeah, join the bandwagon. So yes, strengthening a relationship is falling in love with each other every single day. And it's something that people tend to forget, especially when work is involved, when life is involved, when a child is involved, when a house is involved, and responsibilities involved. They don't take time to fall in love with each other. So that's something that's very, very important. Going back into for as an employer and employee, how to strengthen the relationship. For me, the hack, okay, I would call it the hack, is to always constantly ask and give feedback. That's the easiest hack for you to build a relationship. The reason why I say this is because let's say for example you are an employee. All right, you want to build good relationship with the boss. You're not going to just talk about like work, 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 work. That's not building good relationship, right? When you ask feedback, it can be work and personal. What is something that you can improve on from my work? Okay, and then after that, your boss is like, actually your work is fine. It's your attitude. And then suddenly you got relatability, something that's very close, something personal. And then that's where you strengthen it. And when you ask for feedback, the other side will always feel like, oh, this fella is trying to improve. This fella is trying to change. This fella is trying to change, but this fella is trying to do something about himself, right? So it's vice versa. So when even with the boss, so talking about respect, you can also as an employee, you will know when you have that level of respect with the boss, or when you want to gain respect, give feedback to the boss. Saying that, hey, actually, let's say for example, you are tight with everything. You're tight with a lot of work, and then your boss keep on giving you work, keep on giving you, keep on giving you work. What you can do is give feedback to your boss. Since like, hey, boss A, I know that you're giving me this work. I have a lot of things on my plate right now. So maybe in the future, okay, what you can do is maybe you can ask me that what is it that is required that I am doing right now, and then see whether is there anything that I can help you with. You know, so when you give feedback to your boss, that level of respect is really different. It's like, oh, an employee giving me feedback. If the fella got ego, you can tell that the fella already like, okay, something is happening. Okay, I need to either change or something is not right. Right. So when you give feedback to your employees, hey, your what you call it, subordinates,
Yeah,
or your boss, that's when the relationship goes from. So yeah, giving
that's
feedback.
nice. That's nice. So just to sum it all up, it starts with the sincerity at the heart, falling in love with the process, and then knowing how to communicate from yourself to the other person and how that person will perceive your message.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode. We are here to inspire, so we really appreciate your support. Do share this to those people who you know can benefit from this podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe all of our channels: Spotify, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Take care and see you all soon.